Welcome to another episode of Inner Strength for Entrepreneurs. I am Cassandra Von Worsley, your inner leadership transformation expert. That is a mouthful. So, on Inner Strength for Entrepreneurs, I want to talk to you about a truth, a reality that oftentimes as entrepreneurs we take for granted, or we second guess, or we don't fully embody and accept. And it's this: you are your greatest asset. You are your greatest asset. I want you to take that in. I think so many entrepreneurs discount their talents and their gifts, and they struggle with their inner critics. They struggle with their value and their worth. They feel like a dime a dozen because all over the online landscape, they see people doing what they're doing, whether it's selling doTERRA or Young Living or makeup or coaching. You know, so many coaches have powerful callings on their lives, and instead of really living into that calling, they're living in the shadows, doing shadow plans in their business because they feel like what they offer is not enough yet. They need more time, they need more certifications, they need to prove to people that they're good enough. And here's what I want to say on today's episode of Inner Strength for Entrepreneurs. Until you value you, until you understand that the number one sustainable competitive advantage in your business is you, it will always be you at every age, at every stage, until you come to the place where you go, I am the business, the brand, I am everything, what I offer, what I give, it is everything. Until you know your own worth, nobody else will. Nobody else will. And the reality is so many people are like, well, nobody's going to buy this product because it's too expensive, or nobody's going to join my coaching program because it's too expensive. It's not the price that gets people, it's the value that sells them. But if you don't know your value, how are you going to sell them on anything that you produce? You can't. So here's what I want to say in Inner Strength for Entrepreneurs. Listen, you need to decide who you really are. You need to own all of who that is. And you need to say to yourself on a moment by moment basis, yes, I said moment by moment, as much as you need to affirm the I am of your being. Because unless you get your subconscious and your conscious and your mind in the place of saying, I am powerful, I am abundant, I am trustworthy, I am an expert, which also means you're both teacher and student, by the way. Expert doesn't mean you know everything. Expert means you're willing to find out. Until you get to the place where you know your own worth and you know your own value and you truly, really believe that you are the number one asset in your business, you're going to have a hard time selling to people. And you're going to have a hard time even giving to people. And you're going to have a hard time calling potential clients to the space of enrolling with you because you don't have certainty about yourself. So get certainty. Get used to this idea that you are your greatest asset. And you know what? There is some fear in that, right? There's fear that if I'm my greatest asset, what if I'm weak? What if I'm not who I think I am? What if I fail? Listen, people will love you and they will trust you because they will see that you are an imperfect being with divine intention. Nobody learns from somebody who's perceived as perfect. Nobody learns from somebody who is judging them. Nobody learns from somebody who is living on a pedestal. You don't want that kind of branding. The branding you want is you, being you, honoring you. And the only way to do that, the only way to grow your tribe and your reach and your revenue is to know that you are your most important asset and to own that and what that means, no matter what anybody else thinks or says about you. That is today's Inner Strength for Entrepreneurs. Now, join me in the private Facebook community where we are learning to fire our inner critic, find our inner badass, and finally build our business. You can join the group at facebook.com/groups/fire your inner critic. Request entry to the private community. I will let you in, and you can participate in our daily Monday through Friday FB Live trainings where I talk about things like this, like imposter syndrome, like courageous patience. I talk about all this stuff and I train on all this stuff. This is the work of building a business. It is not strategies, techniques, and tools, although those are fun topics. If your inner leadership is not right, doesn't matter what you use for strategy, tips, techniques, or tools. Get the inner leadership right first. I will see you guys on the next episode of Inner Strength for Entrepreneurs.